The holidays are upon us, and it's time to snuggle up on the couch and watch some Christmas movies. But what are the best Christmas movies of all time? Grab some cocoa, maybe some cookies, and let's break down the greatest Christmas movies ever.
What's up, movie friends? Happy holidays and Merry Christmas. It is the week of Christmas, so we thought we'd break down what we think are the greatest Christmas movies of all time. Welcome back to Raiders of the Lost podcast, the ultimate film and TV podcast. Now, Christmas movies, there are some debatable options. There are some movies that James and I think are fucking Christmas movies.
We like to have fun here.
So we're putting them on this list. Some people might be up in arms over it, and it's highly debatable, some of these. But for me, these are all Christmas movies. And you said let's watch some Christmas movies over the holiday. I also like to watch Harry Potter movies over the holiday. And I think that's because ABC Family used to run them during the holiday season every year. It was like the annual ABC Harry Potter on ABC Family, and that became like a tradition.
It's a Thanksgiving thing and it's a Christmas thing.
It became a
Harry
tradition.
Potter weekend.
Yeah.
So that's why you might see a Harry Potter movie on this list, because not only does it have Christmas scenes, but it's a movie that you watch around the holidays, that people always watch around the holidays. So maybe not necessarily, it's not, Santa Claus isn't in it, there's no reindeer. But I think that what a Christmas movie is, not only is what's inside the film, but also when do you watch it? What time of year? You watch it around Christmas time.
Dumbledore's close enough to Santa Claus.
he's pretty
much right there.
He's pretty close. Well, some of these are just in-your-face Christmas movies, like Jingle All The Way is the first on our list that we're going to get to. We're going to go worst to first. But, I love Christmas time. There's a couple on here that are new regulars for me for the holiday season that just came out in the last couple of years. There's a new one in theaters this year, which we'll talk about.
We have a Stanley Kubrick movie. We have a Marvel movie.
Yeah, there's a Marvel movie on
here. We have
here.
a Muppets movie. We have a
Batman movie.
A Batman movie. Yeah, we have a pretty cool list, I think, of
stop
Christmas
motion.
movies. Yeah.
Horror's on here. So we got all kinds of
everything.
films to talk about. And you know what? If you disagree with some of these, there's even a sci-fi movie on this list.
There's a science fiction movie
you
on this.
You may not realize, but there is a science fiction Christmas movie that was made in the last 15 years, possibly by Sir Ridley Scott.
It was... Well, now they know.
No, they don't. That could be anything.
It could be one of two.
Nah. What do you mean?
In the last 15 years, sci-fi?
He's made a bunch of sci-fi.
Like what?
The Martian.
Oh, okay.
Prometheus, Alien Covenant.
So 3.
He's made...
James, you're acting like there are 16 options. It could be anything.
He made Mars Needs Moms. Wait, that wasn't Ridley?
Mars Needs Moms. Ridley Scott film.
All right, let's get into this list. Starting at the bottom, we have first Jingle All The Way, 1996, Arnold Schwarzenegger. A ridiculous but classic feeling Christmas movie. Every star, or a lot of them, seem to have their Christmas movie. A lot of them still do it.
I think they give it a shot, at least. Give it a try.
You gotta make a $500K, do your Christmas movie. It's part of your filmography of all the different kinds of movies you do. But it seems like many stars, especially in the past, would have a Christmas movie, whether or not it's good or is up for debate.
But that's because of Arnold with Jingle All The Way. He was the biggest action star in the world, but he was so smart with how he chose his projects, where he was like, let me make kids' movies every once in a while. We have Batman and Robin, so that I can grow and cultivate an entire audience for me from a young generation that aren't adults yet. And it worked because we grew up watching his movies with our brothers, but then this was a movie he made for us because we were little when we saw this in theaters. Yeah, we were 6 years old. We had this on VHS. We loved this movie. It was so fun, ridiculous, and it's about a dad, the typical workaholic dad who's not that great of a father on Christmas decides to go above and beyond and try to make it up to his son, who he's never around for.
Well, what happens is there's that big toy that everyone wants,
yes.
All the kids want, and he's too late to get it. It's sold out, so then he does whatever he can to get the toy. But then he finds out that's not really the meaning of Christmas.
Because he becomes the toy. He does it better than that. He becomes the hero, whatever that guy is. But it's a really fun movie. Him and Sinbad have that rivalry. Mm-hmm. Also, Anakin Skywalker, Jake Lloyd is the kid in this movie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit, you're right.
I think he did this right before. Yeah, he did this right before Phantom Menace, a couple years before. That's wild. Jingle All The Way is fun. It's a fun movie, but it's not like great. All right, next up we have another movie it's a Christmas movie. It's a little weird though, and that's Jack Frost. And this, if you have not seen it, came out around the same time when we were kids. Michael Keaton plays another dad who's a workaholic who doesn't spend enough time with his son.
I mean, the Santa Claus is kind of like that.
This time he's a musician whose specialty is playing the harmonica.
Who wrote this synopsis and came up with this pitch?
I don't know, man.
The 90s,
Michael Keaton, blonde hair. He's a rock star harmonica player. I'm not making this up. This is real.
I mean, I respect the harmonica, but...
However, while driving to his next concert, he crashes his car and dies. And so his son builds a snowman. Oh, him and his son have this little chat, and he tells his son, oh yeah, this harmonica is actually magic. And the son's like, I don't believe you, blah, blah, blah. And so... after the father's death, Keaton passes away. The son builds a snowman in the front yard, wishing it was his dad. He plays the harmonica, and when he goes to bed, magically the snowman comes to life as Michael Keaton.
Pretty creepy.
And so Michael Keaton, as a CGI and prosthetic snowman, begins bonding with his son again, and develops finally a relationship with him.
But isn't time running out because?
Yeah, I mean he's gonna melt. It's pretty ridiculous. He's like getting into snowball fights with his friends and stuff, and they're basically having a lot of fun. But I remember we loved it as kids, but it's a weird movie when you watch it as an adult.
Let's talk about Four Christmases. Came out in 2008. This is a pretty good Christmas comedy.
It's good.
Reese Witherspoon and Vince Vaughn are the main leads in this film. Some great cameos, too. Tim McGraw's in this.
Favreau's great. This is the one
Robert
where
Duvall.
Yeah, Duvall and Favreau are jiu-jitsu lovers, and they always just, whenever Vince Vaughn visits, they put him into arm bars and stuff.
Well, Favreau plays a ridiculous, masculine, hilarious brother. And it's about this couple that are going through a breakup, but they're trying to keep it together for the Christmas season, and they have to see all four factions of their families.
Yeah.
Because they're all split up. And so it's about them, if they can survive this whole day, and whether or not they can rekindle the flame that's gone out. It's got a lot of great humor. It's silly. It's camp. But it also has a lot of heart.
It's actually pretty good because my girlfriend, I had never seen it, and my girlfriend introduced it to me early this year. And I thought it was like obviously cliche, but it was pretty silly and pretty ridiculous in a good way. And I actually really enjoyed it. I was like, this is actually pretty funny. Like, they did a good job. Each family is as ridiculous and very different from the other one. So it's a very eclectic cast of characters.
The scene with Favreau shows that Reese Witherspoon and Vince Vaughn aren't meant for each other. They're not good at being a couple, whereas his wife and him are just so good. They play guessing games and they get everything right.
Yeah,
whereas Witherspoon and Vince Vaughn don't get anything right at all.
Yeah, it's like an SNL. It's like a bunch of SNL skits
kind of
put matched into one movie if you think about it. All right, next up we have Krampus, the horror film starring Toni Collette. I have actually not seen this film. Can you break it down for us?
Oh, you've never seen Krampus?
Yeah.
It's basically Adam Scott's in it as well. He's sort of the other lead. It basically starts off with classic dysfunctional family. Mm-hmm. They can't stand each other. The big dinner table, someone slaved over the food, and they just keep bickering, getting into arguments until they get hunted and haunted by the Krampus, who is basically a giant evil elf version of Santa Claus. And it becomes a horror slasher movie with the great monster.
Is it rated R?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It's pretty gory. I remember I was pretty shocked how good it was and how much I liked it when I saw it. Mm-hmm. But that's basically the premise. It hits all the cliches of a Christmas family movie of the bickeringness, and then boom, turns into a monster movie.
Maybe I'll watch it this holiday season.
You should.
Because it's the only movie on this list that I haven't seen. But
it's pretty good.
I know you really like it, though.
Yeah.
I know it's your favorite movie.
Apparently. I didn't realize until just now the Polar Express is your favorite movie, too.
At number 37, we have the Polar Express. Wow, this movie came out a while ago. I can't believe this. I feel so old. 2004.
Tom Hanks plays a little kid in it.
Yeah, no, he's the only role he doesn't play. Tom Hanks plays the train conductor, Santa Claus, and someone else on the film.
He plays the train.
He plays the train. Zemeckis filmed him crawling along the floor. All right, Bob. Tom, a little bit more choo-choo. All right, Tom. But this is obviously famous for early days mocap. This is a famous book. I mean, I'm sure this book isn't.
Yeah, it is.
I'm sure this book is in every household. Everyone has this book. You read it during the holiday season when you're a kid, and when you're a parent, you read it to your kids during the holiday season.
And you have the Hungry Hungry Caterpillar.
Yeah, the Caterpillar one. That's a great one. And the Polar Express, I think it's just great material for the families to enjoy over the holiday season. And they made a good movie. It's Zemeckis, really cutting-edge CGI. Obviously, it's aged not very well. But for the time, when we saw this, it was like we had never seen anything like this before, because we had seen CGI animation with Pixar, but we hadn't seen humans animated in this format before. Not like this. Well, I mean, to this extent. I know there are humans in Toy Story, but I'm talking an entire movie about just people.
Yeah.
There's no talking animals. James is like, is there a talking animal? And it's a little, what do you call it? Uncanny Valley, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, when you understand it was made 20 years ago.
I don't think it's Uncanny Valley. Uncanny Valley means that this animation CGI is so good it looks odd how unhuman it looks, whereas the CGI is just gets bad.
Gotcha.
Didn't look well.
Yeah. But I mean, for the time, it was amazing. And it's a good movie. It's a good adaptation of the novel, because the novel is pretty short.
Yeah.
It's a very simple story.
Yeah.
It's with the little bell, right? He loses his bell.
Something like that.
And then Santa's like, I have your bell right here. You know, he takes a bell off of his sleigh and gives it to him. That's what it is.
Yeah, there you go. He's like, did you steal this from me, Santa Claus? Next up on our list, we have the most recent Christmas movie.
Is Polar Express a ripoff of the Hogwarts Express? Or is it vice versa? Which came first?
I'm pretty sure Polar Express was first.
Yeah, I think so.
I believe the book.
Let me double check. It's got to be based on the 1985 children's book. Looks like J.K. pulled a little something from there.
It's just a train. It's what they call them out there.
Train. It just has similar feeling.
Express?
Hogwarts Express. I don't know.
It's not the Oriental Express.
Orient Express, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what trains used to be called a lot of the times.
That's true.
Yeah, get out of here with your ridiculous theories. Get off your jump to conclusions, Maddie.
It's not a conclusion, it's a theory. It's different. Oh my God.
Speaking of the most recent movie on this list, we are talking about Red One now. Red One at number 36.
We liked it.
I enjoyed this.
Yeah.
Sue me. Put me in movie jail. I liked this movie. I thought it was really funny. It was silly. It's everything you want in a Christmas movie. It makes you feel good. It makes you smile. It's so camp at times. But, I mean, Chris Evans is so freaking good in this movie. It's really funny. So isn't The Rock. And Dwayne plays basically a tactical security guard for Santa Claus. And they treat Santa Claus sort of like he's the president of the Clausing. And he's got his own military guard.
Yeah, he is the president of the North Pole.
Yeah, and basically they turn it into this very military-esque government agency, which is funny.
Yeah.
And ELF stands for the government, the organization that Dwayne is the security guard for. It's silly, it's fun, it's a unique take on Santa Claus. J.K. Simmons is really solid as Santa, is just benching and doing so much weightlifting with Dwayne. I like this movie. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, it was a really fun world building, and it's a movie made for little kids, and I think too many adults were too harsh on it.
Yeah.
And it had really fun sets, practical filmmaking, the prosthetic. There's a whole Krampus sequence where it is all amazing prosthetic work on all the extras and actors, and it looked great. And I like the world building of the North Pole. It's like this. It felt like a city. It wasn't just like the North Pole generally is very small and contained in pretty much every other movie, but the North Pole in this movie is like it's a metropolitan, and I really liked that. It was really fun. I had a good time with this movie. Yes, I had an espresso martini right before I watched it, but that doesn't mean I didn't. That's why I didn't. That's not why I enjoyed it. I actually was pleasantly surprised.
Nice.
I think it was a solid Christmas movie for the whole family, honestly. All right, next up we have Scrooged, which came out in the 80s, starring Bill Murray in a contemporary adaptation of A Christmas Carol from Charles Dickens. This being a Christmas movie list, there will be some other adaptations of this famous novel, obviously because it's the greatest holiday story ever written. But Scrooge, Bill Murray plays an angry, bitter, resentful, and cruel TV movie executive who goes through the trials of the Christmas tale, of the Christmas Carol story, Ghosts of Future Past, what he's going to become if he carries on down this route. And Bill Murray's a lot of fun. This movie has some really cool prosthetics work. It's a little scary at times. I think that some adaptations have tapped into the gothic horror of that tale really well, and this did it in a fun way. Like the cab driver, I remember really scared me. He has those like teeth and stuff. I remember as a kid that really shook me. But Bill Murray's great. He carries the movie, obviously, but it's a really solid adaptation of the Christmas Carol tale.
Next up, we have another sort of new classic, The Night Before. I think this movie is going to age really well as a Christmas movie. It's a go-to I see for people's lists for annual watches for Christmas time, starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Seth Rogen, and Anthony Mackie, where these three best friends, their annual tradition on Christmas Eve is just to go out and celebrate the Christmas season. And it's funny, they all have their own specific sweaters they wear. Rogen wears the Jewish sweater because he's Jewish. Gordon-Levitt wears a Christmas sweater, and then Mackie wears a black Santa sweater. So it's super funny. And then they realize their annual tradition sort of coming to an end because one of them's having a child, and so they're deciding to go just have one last hurrah, a night of debauchery, which leads into a lot of ridiculous situations, crazy cameos. Miley Cyrus is in this as herself. Lizzie Kaplan plays the romantic interest for JGL, who's the main character in this movie.
Michael Shannon's the drug dealer in the car.
So JGL's character, he's basically realizing that he's been holding himself back. He needs to get his shit together, and he's also trying to get the love of his life back.
So 500 Days of Summer.
Except it starts in the middle.
He's not a creep.
But it's got some really great moments. I love the piano dancing sequence is a lot of fun. You know, it's a great hallmark to Big. And I think this movie is a good time. It's a lot of fun, and it's just hysterical.
I like The Night Before a lot.
Too.
It's a funny time. It's a great bros Christmas movie.
Yeah, it's got a lot of good messages about, it's time to grow up, maybe take control of your life, and at the same time as being a great, sweet Christmas movie.
It's great for guys to watch when they're in their late 20s and early 30s. It's like, it hits that sweet spot really well. Like, I get my shit together. All right, next up, we have the first Shane Black movie on this list, who is famous for setting his movies during Christmas. And we have Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, starring Val Kilmer, Robert Downey Jr. in his resurgence, and Michelle Monaghan. Downey stumbles into an audition when he's on the run from other criminals, and he accidentally lands a role in a movie. He pairs up with Val Kilmer, who's a PI, and they get embroiled into this criminal mystery, and Michelle Monaghan becomes an assistant in their little adventure. This is great black humor, great jokes, super adult tone. I love it. It's biting. It's different from a Christmas movie, and it is a Christmas movie. I know this is one of the movies where it's controversial, and people debate, is it Kiss Kiss Bang Bang a Christmas movie? I mean, Michelle Monaghan's in a Santa suit the whole movie. Not a Santa suit, a Santa dress. Yeah. And it takes place on Christmas Eve. And so there are so many elements to the holiday that it's just like, how is this not a Christmas movie? Just because the movie's not about spreading Christmas cheer and giving presents doesn't make it, does not disqualify it from being a Christmas movie. Hence, this is the first of many movies on this list that will meet these requirements that James and I deem okay.
Yeah, I mean, not every Christmas movie spreads Christmas cheer, like the next one on our list, Black Christmas, which came out in 1974, the horror film slasher about a sorority house that is getting stalked by a killer who calls on the phone but then starts to get let loose as a serial killer.
I love Black Christmas. It's one of the early, really graphic slasher movies. The Hills Have Eyes, this film, House at the End of the Street, Wes Craven and these other filmmakers were pushing the envelope of slashers. Obviously had success with movies like Psycho, but really graphic slasher movies. And this is one of them. And the remake is okay, but it doesn't really capture the spirit of the true scares of this movie. And this movie is really one of the most gnarly slashers of all time, ironically being a Christmas movie.
Gnarly, bruh.
Gnarly, bruh. It's fucking gnarly. Hit the tubes later.
Wiggly, 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 wiggly.
Wiggly, 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 wiggly. Rocket Power. Who's your favorite Rocket Power character?
Probably Otto.
Otto?
Or Twister. No, Twister's my guy. Twister!
Twisters!
I think Twister's...
That's where we got it from.
Twister from Rocket Power influenced our Twisters!
Twisters!
Not that he went around saying that, but just the vibe of Twister.
Yeah, that's exactly
influenced that
exactly what it
that
was.
we created for our fans.
100%. That was it.
Twisters!
One of the disappointments of moving to L.A. and then seeing the Santa Monica Pier was it didn't look like Rocket Power. It looked pretty similar, but it was it's much busier.
Yeah, it's not quite like the cartoon show.
There's no sandwich shop there.
And it's all shoebies.
Yeah, it's the beach is filled with shoebies.
It's all tourists now. Imagine like peak Venice, living or
In the
Santa
90s.
Monica in the 70s, 80s before the tourists all took it over. Really, it must have been amazing.
Yeah, it must have been really nice. That's why a lot of people moved here. Next up, we have our first romantic film on this list, The Holiday. I love this movie from Nancy Meyers, great filmmaker and writer. Cameron Diaz, Jude Law, Kate Winslet, Jack Black star this film as 4 individuals who are scattered, lonely, and then all intersect in 2 stories. So Cameron Diaz and Kate Winslet play 2 women who just want to get away. Kate Winslet lives in England. Cameron Diaz lives in L.A., and she works in Hollywood. And she sees Kate Winslet's house for a rental for the holiday. And without meeting, she just says, they start this. It's so dated because it's in 2006. They just start AM chatting about the house. And she's like, okay, I'll move in for the holiday. And so they swap places. So Kate Winslet moves into Cameron Diaz's Hollywood mansion. And then Cameron Diaz moves into Kate Winslet's little tiny England shack in the middle, like northern England. The romance starts because Jude Law, one of the most handsome guys alive, happens to be Kate Winslet's brother and drunkenly walks into the house, not realizing that there's a subletter in there. They start bonding and connecting. And then also Jack Black plays a film composer who's a fan of the person. He knows Cameron Diaz's character, so that's why he stops by the house and they first meet. And they also bond with Eli Wallach's character, Arthur, who's a former film director who's past his golden age and nobody really remembers anymore, but Kate Winslet finds him fascinating. It's a really sweet movie. I love the cast. They all work well together. And I saw this video Nancy Meyers posted on Instagram. She was with Jude Law like last week or maybe the other day. And this movie's obviously famous for Mr. Napkinhead. If anyone doesn't know it, it's a little character that Jude Law plays for his daughters where he puts a white napkin over his face with glasses on the napkin. And he does a Mr. Napkinhead characterization to just make them laugh. Nancy Meyers was with Jude Law at like a lunch, and she was like, "Oh, I'm so happy to be reunited with Jude Law. We had such a great time making The Notebook so many years ago." And she's like, "But I've heard these rumors about making another holiday movie. What do you think about that, Jude?" And he didn't say anything. He just put a napkin over his face with glasses on it. So he did the Mr. Napkinhead. Maybe that's confirmation that they're going to make another The Holiday.
That'd be cool. Did you just say Jude Law's in The Notebook?
Did I say? I meant The Holiday.
Okay, yeah, there
Sorry.
you go. Yeah.
If I said The Notebook,
I was like,
yeah.
What's Jude Law? I would have noticed that handsome man in The Notebook.
But maybe we'll see The Holiday Part 2, where they all have kids.
Part D.
Part D.
Hopefully the dads aren't all killed off like in Bridget Jones' remake.
Yeah, Colin Firth's dead.
Just kill that guy off. All right, so that's the correct use of using killed off.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you, James. There we go, James. That's the difference.
That avoids the confusion. All right, let's move on next to an action movie from 87 North Productions. Violent Night, the hit film starring David Harbour, who plays Santa Claus with an edge as mercenaries break into a wealthy family's estate, and Santa Claus comes and shows why he's not so silent on this night in Violent Night and just fucks up a bunch of dudes in this movie.
Yeah, it's Die Hard in a house. John Leguizamo is the villain. Great fights, great gore. I like the humor. He talks to camera a lot, and he's always like poking fun at the situation. But I also like how it's just like he shows his age a lot physically, and being like, oh, here we go. But it's a lot of fun. It's way more graphic than I ever expected, and they're actually putting up a sequel because the first film made $75 million on a budget of $15 million. So big hit for the holiday season. Next up, we have a movie we grew up watching as kids. I think most people in America, when they're little kids, they watch these movies in the holiday season. And the first one is the 2D animation, the Frosty the Snowman, which came out all the way back in 1969. But still is a pivotal film for the holiday season for kids. This is just a classic. This is where the song Frosty the Snowman comes from. A bunch of kids animate him to life, and they start playing with him. They have fun, and he starts leading the kids throughout the neighborhood. Santa's in it. It's a very cheerful film. It's a movie about enjoying the holiday spirit. It's about enjoying camaraderie and bonding with the community. It's a really fun movie for kids. Great songs, great dancing. Very simple animation, but it really works. And Frosty the Snowman, for us, I mean, there was a time where it was like Frosty the Snowman was like bigger than Santa Claus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Big deal.
Yeah.
Next up, another classic, Miracle on 34th Street, which is about a possible real-life Santa Claus. Real-life Santa Claus who fills in for an inebriated Santa Claus at a parade. And soon he's such a big hit that he's regularly posing at stores and malls as Santa Claus. And he starts to tell people that I actually am Kris Kringle. That's my real name. And I am Santa Claus. And he goes to court to prove the authenticity of whether or not he is.
Yeah, people think he's mentally unstable because of it. And it's a really good movie. This is actually a remake of a 1947 film of the same name, black and white picture. And then they made this one when we were kids in
That's the one we were talking about.
Oh, I put the 1994 one on the list because I had never seen the original.
Oh, well, you didn't put the year. You just put Miracle on 34th Street. I thought you meant the classic.
Well, no, I meant the one that we've seen.
The one that you've seen.
Yeah, I've never seen the original. Have you?
Yeah, a long time ago. So, but Richard Attenborough's in the new one, and well, the more recent one, in 1994.
Yeah.
Same movie.
Is it Attenborough?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Wow, what a G! Oh my God, he's a perfect Santa.
Yeah, he is. The smile and the beard.
Is Richard Attenborough in Miracle on 34th Street just like the perfect personification of a Santa Claus on film?
Probably.
I think it might be. Because I love a lot of other Santas, but like in terms of like what you think of like what Santa should be, like I love Tim Allen as Santa.
I like Tim Allen as Santa a lot.
But like Attenborough is just like, it seems like perfect.
Yeah, I think so. That jovial, wise old man.
Yeah, because I think you gotta be old. When I was a kid.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone who plays Santa is pretty old.
We all know who the hottest Santa is, though.
Then who?
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell, yeah.
He's got the best hair, too. The best hair and beard.
Jeez.
Just perfection. All right, next up. We got a classic. We used to watch Charlie Brown all the time. And the Charlie Brown Christmas special is an absolute perfect movie for the holiday season. So many great elements. I love the little tree with like a couple little tiny branches, and they put like one ornament on. This is a cast of characters that we grew up loving. I'm not sure if kids know about Charlie Brown anymore. Same as how like they don't really know about the Looney Tunes that much anymore. But Charlie Brown was really big when we were growing up, and obviously for kids in the 70s and 80s. And it lasted decades, the Charlie Brown brand. Maybe they'll be rebooting it, but this is an absolute classic. Did you see speaking of, the new Looney Tunes trailer?
No, I saw a tweet, but I didn't watch it.
So Warner Brothers, we talked about months ago, is basically moving forward over the next 5 years with a huge plan to really show the Looney Tunes to new generations with new projects, films, and TV shows.
Yeah, they've been just sitting on an insanely valuable IP for 25 years.
They've only done Space Jam movies.
Yeah.
And that's it. So this is a new, huge feature film. Daffy Duck is the lead, which I think is a good choice for your first lead for a Looney Tunes movie in the modern era. Daffy's hilarious. And he has to go like on an adventure to save the world from blowing up. It's great. But it looks really good, and it looks like they've put in a lot of the elements that are in the originals. Like when sometimes you see like that silhouetted human in front of the screen, they're like, oh, this sucks. They have that in it. Like there's a lot of great elements into the classic Looney Tunes lore that they put into the trailer. So check it out. I think you really like it.
Hopefully they can get that going because, man, we loved Looney Tunes as kids. For decades, for generations, Looney Tunes entertained kids, and they just didn't do anything with it for so long.
Yeah, they sat on it.
So long.
Yeah.
Insane. All right, let's move on to a Marvel movie. You know what we're going to say. Iron Man 3, also directed by Shane Black. He almost exclusively makes Christmas movies for a lot of his career. Not all of it.
Except for Predator.
The Nice Guys isn't a Christmas movie either.
No, it's not a Christmas movie. No, yeah.
I don't think so.
No, I don't believe Christmas happens on it.
But Iron Man 3 is a Christmas movie. We have Christmas trees. There's an entire sequence of Downey, or as Tony Stark, who's in hiding, in exile for a bit, in a small town that's got Christmas lights everywhere. He gives Christmas presents to a kid at the end of the film. You know, this movie definitely is a Christmas movie. It has so many elements. Obviously, the plot of the movie and the climax doesn't have anything really to do with Christmas. But a lot of the visuals, a lot of the aesthetics, and the mood are very Christmassy.
Yeah, I think that it absolutely qualifies because there's so many. It's like there's so many Christmas lights and so many scenes, even in the final battle. And I think there's the holiday spirit. Tony Stark standing in the snowstorm. Even like that little bar that he goes to, he's got like a Christmas looking outfit.
He's got a flannel on.
Yeah, the flannel vest.
There's Christmas lights everywhere.
Yeah, I think that just like Shane Black's other debatable Christmas movies, this absolutely is one. I mean, there's so many shots where there's Christmas trees in the background.
Plus, you could argue that his relationship to the kid in this movie is very much a Santa Claus relationship to a kid.
Oh, great point.
Where the kid helps him do something, helps him fix something, helps him get going and get his shit together, just like a lot of movies with Santa Claus and kids. And then at the end of the movie, he sends him a bunch of presents. So in a lot of ways, Tony Stark is Santa Claus to this kid.
That's a great point. And obviously, then, like you said, delivering him presents at the end. Like fucking whole garage full of presents.
It's a Christmas movie.
There's like 20 Christmas trees in Tony Stark's home. So yeah, I think this absolutely is. And doesn't he wear... No, he doesn't wear a Christmas hat in it.
I don't think Disney, Marvel would let them.
Yeah,
do
they
that.
didn't.
They're like, you can have some trees and decorations.
I don't think
guys.
I don't think they were allowed to say Merry Christmas. Maybe no. Doesn't Don Cheadle say Merry Christmas to him?
I mean, I haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah, I think Rhodes. I think Brody. Wait,
Rhodes
says. Doesn't he call him Rhodey though?
Yeah.
Yeah, he says. I think he says Merry Christmas
Maybe
sometime in the film. I could be wrong though. Maybe they weren't allowed to.
We know how corporations are with that.
We say Merry Christmas. We love it. Merry Christmas, everyone.
And Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, all of it.
All the holidays.
All the holidays.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, next up, we have another animated classic that we grew up watching, and that's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the animated film. And this is a really wonderful movie. This is where all the famous songs came from. It's so well done. I think it's really inventive, and it really is. I mean, I love Jim Carrey's The Grinch. You're going to see it on this list. But this film is a pitch-perfect adaptation of the Dr. Seuss book. It really goes beat for beat. It doesn't stray too far away. It captures the essence of the animations of the story. And How the Grinch Stole Christmas was always a rewatch in the holiday season in our home. And I think it's just like, it's got some of the best Christmas songs ever. I think this is the epitome, the ultimate great How the Grinch Stole Christmas song. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Like, it's in this movie. That's why it's so famous. And this is very timeless, this film.
So isn't Batman Returns, which is 100% a Christmas movie. There's so many Christmas aesthetics, and you could argue that this is probably a big influence on Shane Black with Iron Man, how you'd put Christmas into a superhero movie, a big action blockbuster. I mean, even Christopher Walken playing the mayor says Merry Christmas in front of a Christmas tree. Batman's in front of sleighs. There are Christmas trees galore. He's got Bruce Wayne sitting in front of a Christmas tree in his giant living room. We have presents, Christmas music. It is 100% a Christmas movie, as well as a wonderfully large and extravagant Christmas tree, just like Rockefeller Center in New York City.
Not like Trafalgar Square.
Not like London, where y'all had 4 strings of lights on for a half hour a day to save energy.
They already turned them. They
already
turned them off. They put them on for 5 minutes.
Yeah, they're on a timer. They're just the...
Trafalgar Square. Sorry, my girlfriend lives in London. I love London. I love England, but Trafalgar Square's Christmas tree is the saddest tree I've ever seen.
It's big. It's just the lights.
It's a big tree. I'm sorry, the lights.
The reveal was sad. The reveal is very funny.
There's a crowd of people that are like,
Then some people are trying to cheer, but it's like,
But look how tall it is. You guys fucked up.
Keep going.
All right, next up at number 23. We have a classic, White Christmas, the musical classic starring Bing Crosby, Danny Kaye, Rosemary Clooney, and Vera Allen. This is about 4 people who come together to put on a big Christmas show. So Bing Crosby and Danny Kaye play 2 friends who are traveling, and they come into this small town, and they discover that the owner of this big restaurant bar place, what's it like an elk club or something, like a lodge. Yeah, like a big lodge.
A hall.
A hall. Yeah, think a hall or a lodge. That's exactly what I was looking for.
Yeah.
He used to be their commanding officer, but now he's down on his luck. He's broke. He's going to lose his business. He doesn't get any revenue, and times are tough. And the 2 of them, they're like, let's try to help him. So they band together with Clooney and Vera Ellen, and they put on this big Christmas show. And the entire town comes in, and it's this big singing, dancing extravaganza with great sets and everything. And they basically save his business. So this movie's really sweet. It's magical. It shows about the power of the holiday spirit, of community, of helping one another. So a lot of great timeless themes are in White Christmas. The singing's great. The costumes are awesome, and the performance is a really great one. If you have not seen this and you love musicals, you love dancing numbers, you love just classic comedies, add this to your list. White Christmas, all the way back in 1954.
All right, let's move on to Christmas Vacation, all the way back in 1989, a classic Griswold family movie. And Chevy Chase plays Clark Griswold as always. And this is probably peak Griswold family adventures.
Vegas family. Vegas Vacation.
This is probably the best one. Vegas is fun,
You like this better than Vegas?
I think so, too. Because it's a great Christmas movie.
I like Vegas Vacation better.
And Griswold just, he wants to have the perfect Christmas. He wants the decorations to be perfect, the tree to be perfect, the turkey to be perfect, the drinks to be perfect. But everything goes wrong every step of the way. And everything from the lights to the dinner to the interactions to also wanting to get this big promotion that he's up for but doesn't get. And it's just super entertaining, classic family dysfunction. And it's a lot of fun. And I enjoy this movie quite a bit. And also a great opening of getting a Christmas tree.
Yeah. It's a Christmas bonus that he
Christmas
wants.
bonus,
Yes.
that's what it is. Yeah, I gotcha.
This movie, what makes it so different from Vegas Vacation, there's plenty of slapstick in Vegas Vacation, but this movie is very heavy on the physical comedy and slapstick comedy from the past, which works really well. A lot of funny sequences like burning the Christmas tree and electrocuting the cat, to the ladder scene of Clark struggling with the ladder and losing his balance, and then Julia Louis-Dreyfus, in a very, very early role, plays Clark Griswold's snobby, rich, sophisticated neighbor with her husband, and they're always dressed in black, and they're always wearing sunglasses,
spandex and sunglasses.
Yeah, and they're jerks to Griswold, and they're very yuppie. And she's just so great. It's no wonder why she ended up becoming so successful, especially as a comedic actress, because she does a perfect job. But I always forget. This is one of her first major roles as the neighbor of the Griswolds in Vegas Vacation.
Plus,
Christmas Vacation.
Randy Quaid as cousin Eddie steals every scene he's in.
Absolute scene stealer. He's
so funny.
He's so good. Whether it be him emptying his septic tank into the sewer, and then the neighbors see, like Julie Louis-Dreyfus and her husband, they see him. He's like, "What's up? Just emptying the septic tank."
It's so silly.
It's disgusting, but it's hilarious. All right, we got one more classic before we head into our intermission. At number 21, we have Love Actually, with probably the best cast of any movie on this list. Hugh Grant, Emma Thompson, Colin Firth, Liam Neeson, Keira Knightley, Bill Nighy, Alan Rickman, Thomas Brody, I can't remember his last name, Laura Linney, bunch of other great actors. This is obviously super famous. Oh, Mr. Bean's in this. Rowan Atkinson's in this. I forgot about him. Interconnected stories. All these little vignettes about love, about loss, about trying to connect with another human being on the holiday season, as well as the struggles people have with interpersonal relationships, whether it be divorce, whether it be infidelity, whether it be a crisis with their career. Everybody does a fantastic job. This is a wonderful holiday movie. I hope that this never gets remade. I hope this never gets a sequel, because it really is a perfect holiday film about love. It has great conflicts for every story, and I love the solutions and the resolutions of everything. And overall, this is a really good time. It's a rewatch for the holiday season, and I mean, if you have not seen it, this is a Christmas movie to definitely add to your list.
All right, let's take our break. We'll run to our intermission, and we'll get back and talk about the remaining 20 best Christmas movies, which is a stacked list.
What a gift.
I know.
What a gift you are, James.
You are a gift, Anthony. Thank you so much. Now, what am I saying? Before we continue, let me get into the thing.
It's early.
The thing. Before we continue, the best way to support Raiders of the Lost podcast, in case you are curious this holiday season, you can sign up for Patreon at patreon.com/Raiders of the Lost podcast. For as little as $10 per year at the lowest tier, you can become a patron. Patrons get access to weekly bonus episodes. They get access to the ad-free version of every single episode. You get access to our Discord at specific tiers, all kinds of things happening, all kinds of perks. You can get custom episodes at the $25 tier. You pick a movie or whatever, and we'll do an episode just for you at that tier. It's pretty exciting stuff. Patreon allows us to do the show full-time, so thank you to all of our patrons, past, present, and future, for the holiday season. Again, for as little as $10 per year. When you sign up for a whole year, you can become a patron of our show. Another great way to support the show And what I would love more than anything this Christmas season is for every one of our listeners right now, whether you're on Spotify, Apple, wherever, scroll up to our feed and leave that 5-star rating. That's all I want for Christmas.
Please.
90% of our listeners don't leave ratings and haven't left a rating yet. And we need to change that. Let's get those ratings up. Let's bump those numbers up because they help us get seen by new people. These ratings add reputability to the show. We love to read the written reviews out that you all leave us on Apple Podcasts. They fill our heart with so much joy. They make us giggle, and we will read every single one out on the show. Just go ahead and leave it, and you will hear it on the air, and you'll be immortalized forever on Raiders of the Lost Podcast. So please leave those 5-star ratings and reviews. Subscribe on YouTube. Another Christmas present I would love from all you listeners.
So many presents.
That's all I want. Ratings and reviews and subscribes. And another great way to support the show, the last one, is to share us. The best way for a podcast to grow is to spread our movie cheer to those you love, those who love film and TV and movies, your friends, your loved ones, your family. Send them Raiders of the Lost Podcast.
The holiday season is upon us. Did you get a gift for the movie lover in your life? You haven't? Well, I got an idea for you. What if you got them some movie posters of their favorite films? Or maybe this huge, gigantic, amazing original print of their favorite film. Movieposters.com has a huge selection of pretty much every film and TV show imaginable in the poster library, as well as all sorts of sizes, framing, and even backlighting for your poster needs. If you need to get that gift, go to movieposters.com and get that movie lover in your life an awesome movie poster. Oh, you know what? Get yourself a gift. You deserve it. Get yourself that movie poster. I know you've been looking at it on the website. I know you've been hovering over the add to cart button. You deserve that. You deserve that movie poster. So movieposters.com, high quality, super affordable, made even more affordable by our coupon code Raiders10 that gets you 10% off your order. They have everything from your favorite Hollywood blockbuster to your favorite classic movie, international films. They have alternate prints. They have original theater prints, which are becoming collector's items. I have a few on my list that I'm saving up for because down the line, these are going to be some valuable pieces of history. I want that Dune Part 2 original movie poster, movie theater poster, as well as like they have a great Oppenheimer original print. Like these are going to be valuable posters in the coming years. So for any of you collectors out there, it's a great place to get lobby cards. It's a great place to get classic film posters and valuable collector's items. Go to movieposter.com for all of your movie poster needs and use our promo code Raiders10. That'll get you 10% off your order right now.
All right, let's begin our intermission with The Game Framed.
The Game Framed.
The website that gives you 6 movie stills and you have to guess the movie before you run out of guesses. And the first image we have on this framed is a person who looks to be working a piece of stone into a statue or possibly pottery.
They're filing something. They're filing
stone. I don't know what this is.
It looks like filing wood. It could be wood. I don't know. I'm going to guess.
I have no guess. The next image is...
I'm going to guess 12 Years a Slave.
The next image is a contemporary setting, probably the 1970s, based off the cars of a city. We have a taxi picking somebody up. Who is the lead actor?
Yeah, it looks like we're in like Queens
somewhere
or Harlem.
Somewhere in New York City.
Yeah, I have no idea.
The next
Skipping
shot
again.
is...
Oh, I know what this is.
What is it?
Is this Dirty Harry? Nope. Now we got oh, I was way off. I don't know.
What's the what's the name of that movie?
Oh, with the 3 guys in the room?
No, not that one. Beale.
If Beale Street Could Talk.
Try that.
Beale
If Beale Street
Could Talk.
Could talk. That's what it's called, right?
You got it.
There we go.
You got it, man.
There we go.
Wow, that was a tough one.
That was tough.
Those insert shots. That was tough.
Bada bang.
Barry Jenkins.
Hey, we got it, man.
Yeah, we did it.
We did it. High five in the air.
It was an insert shot, then 2 city shots. That was a tough one. Toughie.
All right, let's get into the rest of our guessing games, Anthony. Are you ready for the movie quote?
I'm born ready.
Here you go. So you just figured you'd come here to the most hostile environment known to man with no training of any kind and see how it went? What was going through your head? Maybe I was sick of doctors telling me what I couldn't do.
This sounds so familiar. Maybe I was sick of doctors telling me what I couldn't do. Huh. Can you say it again?
So you just figured you'd come here to the most hostile environment known to man with no training of any kind and see how it went? What was going through your head? Maybe I was sick of doctors telling me what I couldn't do.
I don't know.
Avatar.
Oh my God. Jake Sully. Great one, man. You stumped me hard on that one, man.
Got him.
You just like poster slammed me. Poster jam, you know? Posterized. Yeah, posterized. All right. Here's my quote. One man is born a hero, his brother a coward. Babies starve, politicians grow fat. Holy men are martyred, and junkies grow legion. Why? Why? Luck. Blind, stupid, simple, doo-dah, clueless. Luck.
I don't know, man.
That's Harvey Two-Face in Batman Forever. Two-Face, Harvey Dent. Tommy Lee Jones.
Nice.
Did you know that Tommy Lee Jones hated Jim Carrey?
Did he really?
Yeah. What happened was...
His acting style?
Well, that, but also what happened was Tommy Lee Jones made a passion project in the 90s, and it was a Ty Cobb movie about the baseball player Ty Cobb. And he spent like years trying to get it made. And he finally was able to get it made, and it came out the same weekend as Dumb and Dumber. And Dumb and Dumber dominated the box office and basically pushed his Ty Cobb movie into obscurity. And so while they were filming Batman Forever, because Tommy Lee Jones is Two-Face and Jim Carrey's the Riddler, Jim Carrey told a story in this interview. He was like, yeah, I saw Tommy Lee Jones at dinner with some friends. We were in the middle of production, and Jim Carrey said, so I went over to say hi to him, and Tommy Lee Jones just leaned over to me and said, I fucking hate you.
Oh, my God.
And then Jim Carrey was like, okay. And walked away.
Well, I mean, make a better movie.
I mean, if your movie was better, it would have lived on.
Jeez, to blame freaking Jim Carrey for your movie's failure?
And he didn't pick the release date of Dumb and Dumber.
Holy crap. It's not his fault that he made an all-time comedy. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man.
He's just an actor.
Jim Carrey said it was really difficult to work with him on Batman Forever.
Yeah. I can imagine. Wow, man. That's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, you're still a movie star, dude.
Yeah, he's still an Oscar winner. I mean, Tommy Lee Jones shouldn't be mad because he won an Oscar for The Fugitive, and he won it supporting actor over like an all-time performance. I believe it was Ralph Fiennes for Schindler's List as Amon Goth. I believe that. Yeah, I think that's what. Yeah. So Tommy Lee Jones, he's great.
1993.
He's great in The Fugitive. He's awesome. He won the Oscar for supporting role in that as the U.S. Marshal, and then so successful they made U.S. Marshals after that. But he won supporting actor over Ralph Fiennes, who played Amon Goth in Schindler's List, who I think is an all-time movie villain.
Yeah, he beat John Malkovich in The Line of Fire, Pete Postlewaite in The Name of the Father, Leo DiCaprio, What's Eating Gilbert Grape, and Ralph Fiennes in Schindler's List.
Yeah, I mean he's great in The Fugitive, but he got lucky he won that Oscar.
Yeah,
in that.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts.
That's a great year of performances.
He didn't even show up.
He didn't show up?
No.
Maybe he was filming.
All right, Anthony. Guess this movie release year. Watchmen.
2009.
He got it.
Oh, yeah.
Look at him go. Look at this confidence.
I was nodding before you answered. All right, what year did Batman Forever come out? The Val Kilmer one.
Oh, I know which one it is.
I'm just making sure you know.
1996.
95.
Oof. One off. Anthony, so he loves when I ask these questions about
obscure director
who directed a specific movie that maybe isn't a household name. He loves when I ask these questions. So I got another one for him today.
Asshole.
Who directed The Road?
John Hillcoat. That's an easy one.
Oh, we got it!
That's an easy peasy one. Great Australian director. Val Kilmer played Elvis in what film?
That's a really good question. Whoa, that's an awesome question, man.
James must know it.
Oh yeah, I do know this one. That was. I want to give everyone a minute to think about it.
Val Kilmer played Elvis in what movie?
Yeah, that's a great fucking question, man.
Thanks, man.
Wow, if you asked like an average movie person, they'd be like, I don't think they would know. True Romance.
But James knows.
True Romance.
True Romance. Yeah. Oh yeah. Good job.
Thanks, man. That's I think my favorite question you've ever asked.
Oh wow.
It's clever.
Yeah.
It's a great little tiny bit of a movie that not everyone's seen. It's a cool cameo.
Yeah.
And also you don't really see his face that well.
It's always shot from obscurity.
Yeah. Sick, man. It's like kind of a trick question.
Yeah.
Anthony, do we have any haters this week? Any unsubscribes?
You bet your ass we do.
I would love to hear them. While you do that, I'm going to pull up a 5-star written review on Apple Podcasts.
We got David John.
Hey,
you
David.
have been named my top podcast chaps. Thoroughly enjoying all you do, but where's one of the best sci-fi movies and series ever made? Star Trek, specifically the motion picture. We'll add it. Either way, I will not unsubscribe. Dave Hicken. Thanks, Dave. Yeah, I haven't seen Star Trek the motion picture. I think I've seen it just once as a kid.
A long time ago.
Yeah, a long
Well, I
time.
mean, yeah. There's the whole lore around Star Trek that we've never really gotten into.
We were never Trekkies.
Never Trekkies.
Never Trekkies.
But I respect it.
Yeah.
I respect it.
I respect Dave. Thanks, Dave. All right, next up we got Clem. Hear me out. I'll unsubscribe if in the next year we don't do a Batman movies breakdown. Batman 89 to the Batman 2022. I think it'd be a fun podcast episode. Love you guys and love the endless episodes. That's a great idea.
Genius idea.
Great idea.
That'd be super fun.
I love that idea. Hell yeah, Clem. Next up. Batman content episodes always do well.
Yeah, they do.
That's why we're doing the Dark Knight trilogy next year. Next up, we got Romero, 714.
We've already done an episode on the trilogy, just not individuals.
Episodes. Yeah, we're doing all of them. On our Django Unchained episode, Romero said, "Love the episode. However, when you were talking about Batman Begins and praising the film, you quoted The Dark Knight." Unsubscribed.
I can't remember.
I can't remember specifically what we said, but we probably did.
It sounds like something we do.
Drew and Dubs. James, your cowboy hat looks better than mine. You're trying to outdo me. Unsubscribed.
What can I say?
He did look great in that hat.
Bandana helped too.
Yeah, it was a really nice hat. Drew and Dubs also. I've subscribed to you on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and now YouTube. And if you don't talk about Chris Evans' return to the MCU for Avengers Doomsday, then I must unsubscribe to all 3 platforms.
Movie news, I'm telling you, movie news this weekend, it's going to be a banger. It's going to be
huge.
Him returning to the MCU. We have 28 years later, and then Austin Butler as Patrick Bateman. What a crazy day of news it's going to be.
It's going to be 3 hours just talking about those.
I can't wait.
Kumite Champ on Django Unchained. Greatest Western this century? I think not. Young Guns accomplished this feat no more than 20 years ago. Unsubscribed. Okay, Brady Thurman. You guys made me laugh way too hard at work today. I'm going to have to unsubscribe. Truly, one of your best episodes ever.
Which episode?
I don't know.
I would love to know.
Sorry, I don't have it.
Could be any because
It's on the. I sent a like the list of notifications.
Yeah.
It's
We say lots of silly things.
Yeah, I mean, any of them could have been our funniest one. No, I think it was Tropic Thunder. It's Tropic Thunder because I did the screenshot yesterday. Definitely Tropic Thunder. 100%. We just were dying laughing that whole movie. All right, that's it for our unsubscribes this week. Thanks to everybody for leaving those comments. They always make us laugh. If you want to give us a good time and get your comment read out loud on the show.
Yeah, give us a good time, guys.
a good time. All you got to do is make a great joke and write unsubscribe, and we'll read it on the show. Thanks, everybody.
We have a great 5-star written review, which is a really good time, from Happy Sad 72. 5 stars. Beautiful podcast. I love how James and Anthony always find something good in a movie. They read and reply to all podcasts and comments. I've never felt more included in any social media community. Thank you guys for being so awesome.
Thanks, Happy Sad.
Happy Sad.
That's great.
72. Thank you so much for that wonderful 5-star written review on Apple Podcasts. If you leave a review, it will get read on the show.
James, if you haven't noticed, is getting really good at reading now.
We got our Sonic posters.
Oh, let's see.
So we did a Sonic press junket the other day, and they had us take photos to be in posters. Here, that's me. I'm Mr. Robotnik.
Oh, they gave you a mustache.
Yeah.
That's great. I'm just there with my Levi's coat. Yours is awesome.
Yeah,
I
know how to pose, man. You always do like the awkward kid who doesn't know what to do in a photo pose.
Yours is great. Mine sucks.
Yours is just like, what do I do with my
Hands
face?
in pockets.
Anthony's like, what do I do with my face every time he takes a photo?
Pretty much.
So you gotta get some personality. Well, my hair is so long. Holy crap.
They should just throw that in the marketing of billboards.
I know. They'd be like, who's that guy?
You look great with the mustache, gotta say. The
I think so, too.
Robotnik mustache.
These are pretty silly. Oh man, that's funny stuff. Funny stuff.
All right, check out our Sonic interviews that came out. We posted it a few days ago of our interviews with Ben Schwartz, James Marsden, Tika Sumpter. Pretty fun time.
Really funny. Ben Schwartz is a film bro, which
He's
we
a
found out.
film bro.
And he had us rank Raiders, the Indiana Jones movies, only the first 3, because he's a real man, a real film guy. And then Back to the Future. It's so funny because they're like, don't ask them any questions about anything not related to the movie. That opens up with Schwartz going, guys, rank the Indiana Jones movies.
He's just chilling. He's like on his 40th interview of the day.
Probably. All right, let's get back to, what's your streaming recommendation?
Yes, streaming recommendation. I have it right here. 1 sec. Give me 2 seconds. It's a good one.
Okay, mine is The Holdovers. It's on Prime right now. Perfect Christmas time movie.
Mine is Husbands and Wives. Is just added on Prime. It's a really great relationship drama and comedy. Michael Caine gives one of his best performances of all time. He won an Oscar for. Definitely check it out. Great cast. Great screenplay.
Let's get into our next movie on our list. We have A Christmas Story, which is a classic.
Oh, yeah.
However, we have it at 20
I
because
never loved it as much as everyone else.
I think it's a little overrated.
Yeah.
I think it's still really good, and it's one of those all-timers for sure. Everyone's seen this growing up. This came out in 1983. They remade it a couple of years ago.
I think on Hulu.
Oh man, that movie looked terrible. It was one of the worst reviewed movies in a while. All the Christmas remakes they've been doing. The Home Alone remake, I think, was like 2% on Rotten Tomatoes. But A Christmas Story, it's a classic. We have Ralphie, who is basically the lead of the story, voiceover narration, which I do like that part of the film. Meeting Santa Claus, asking for a present, getting the rifle from his dad.
It's a BB gun.
It's a rifle, though.
Is it a rifle?
Yeah, it's a BB rifle.
I don't think you call it a rifle.
It looks like a rifle.
All right, a little rifle.
It's called like the Red Rocket, right?
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a Red Rocket rifle.
He got the Uzi from his dad. He got the AK-47 from his dad.
Puts his eye out. We have the lamp with his dad, the leg lamp. So many iconic images and scenes from
bunny
this movie.
suit.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It really connects you to your childhood and the things that your parents make you do that you don't want to do. It feels like a kid every time you watch it. But I think it's really good, but I do think it's a bit overrated, so we have it pretty low.
Yeah. I love it. I don't always. There's a couple movies that I'm just like, it's not up there for me. But you know what I do love is Bad Santa at number 19.
Yeah.
Billy Bob Thornton. Can I fix you some sandwiches? What the hell's the matter with you? I'm fixing fucking goddamn sandwiches.
Are you fucking with me?
You fucking with me? Billy Bob Thornton plays a jewel thief who pairs up with his old partner to nick a mall, and their plan is to disguise themselves as a mall Santa and an elf for the holiday season. So they get the job for the mall as a way to, on Christmas Eve, to break into the jewels of the mall's jewelry stores. This is a really funny movie. It's so vulgar. It's insane. It is hilarious. Highly successful. They made a sequel because the first one made like $100 million. This is like my favorite Billy Bob movie, honestly. He's great in it. As a raging alcoholic piece of shit Santa.
Who's just taking advantage of this kid living in his house.
Yeah, the kid thinks he really is Santa, and he's just he's using it to his advantage. And the kid's grandma is like always just asleep in bed. So
Can I fix you some
Can I
sandwiches?
fix you some sandwiches? And Ritter's great in this. It was one of his last roles. And
Bernie Mac.
Yeah, Bernie Mac. Oh my God,
One
Bernie
of his
Mac
last
is
roles.
great in this movie.
If not his last role.
It's so funny. No, he was in a couple movies after this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he made Mr. 3000 after this.
Did he make Mr. 3000?
Ocean's 13 was after this.
Are you sure?
Double check. I'm not. Is it his last role?
Oh yeah, probably. Ocean's 13 was. Yeah, I think he did Mr. 3000 after this.
Yeah. Because this is a
he died in
supporting role.
2008.
This is before he was like a big leading.
Bad Santa's 2003.
Yeah. This is an old movie. 21 years old. Holy fuck. Holy shit. But this used to always play on Comedy Central, I remember, in the holidays. And Comedy Central had this great thing where after 11, they played their movies unedited with the language.
Yeah.
Like they had some deal with the networks, whereas like if they played after 11 p.m., you can get the swears in it. So we
were up late.
Oh yeah, we were up late watching Bad Santa to get those fucks and shits. It was great. I love Bad Santa.
Next up, we have The Year Without a Santa Claus, an old stop-motion movie from 1974 about a Santa Claus who feels unneeded. He's like, you know what? Fuck the world.
I'm not appreciated.
Peace out.
I'm not paid enough.
I'm not doing shit.
I'm getting too old for this shit.
I'm just going to watch movies all Christmas. And so the elves go out and try to find people with Christmas spirit to get him motivated to do it. It's kind of like the plot of Elf.
Yeah. But I mean, this is like those Baskins. What are they called? Baskin Rigs or something? Hold on. Stop motion Christmas movies.
Baskin Robbins?
Rankin Bass. The Rankin Bass Christmas movie.
I was way off. Swanson.
They sounded similar.
Samsonite.
I was getting like some of the sounds right
Sure.
of those words.
If you eventually your mouth would have made similar sounds to those words.
But Rankin Bass is the production company that made all those claymation movies for Christmas. The Rankin Bass claymation movies. So this is one of them. All right, next up we have I was way off. Gremlins at number 17, which is absolutely a Christmas movie. Joe Dante's classic, still is so timeless and funny. It holds up really well. We love Gremlins. It's super funny, great graphic violence, really good for a PG-13 movie. They get pretty far to the edge of R because it's scary.
I feel like if this came out today, it'd be R.
Oh, definitely. Just because the Gremlins are so scary themselves.
There's some brutal murders.
Yeah. I love the movie. Gizmo's hilarious. He's super cute. James named his cat Gizmo when he was a kid.
Yeah.
After Gizmo.
For some reason, we were watching Gremlins when we were like 8.
We were watching a lot of movies.
No, we were younger than that.
Yeah, we should not have been watching a lot of these movies, but we were. That's why we're desensitized now. Gremlins is great. Once things hit the fan and it's a total chaos in the town, it is really fun. It's a really well-made movie. It's a kind of a pitch-perfect screenplay for what it is. I love the characters.
Chris Columbus wrote this movie.
Yeah, Chris Columbus, and it is absolutely a Christmas movie, although it's Santa Claus.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
It's so much Christmas in this.
This is debatable. People debate this one.
Dude, one of them hides in a Christmas tree to murder the lady.
Doesn't one of them dress up as Santa?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's 1,000%
I love the lady with her chair down the stairwell wall, and he pulls the wire so it shoots her out the fucking window.
Yeah.
It's such a great kill.
Well, first she's trying to get away in it.
It's going super slow. He just like bashes the controls and it shoots her up. It's a really fun movie. Great special effects, great prosthetics, and the puppeteering is amazing. It's so fun.
Let's talk about our only science fiction film on this list. A science fiction Christmas movie, Prometheus from Ridley Scott. Technically, hear me out. Technically, Prometheus is a Christmas movie.
Takes place on Christmas.
It happens on Christmas Day. Idris Elba's character, Jonik, the pilot, he puts up a Christmas tree and he decorates it. I think he might even be wearing a Santa Claus hat.
He is wearing a Santa hat, yeah.
So, Prometheus, technically, according to the lore and the canon, is a Christmas film.
I mean, there's a Christmas tree. It's the right date. There's aliens.
Anthony and I like to have fun. So we're putting Prometheus on this list.
Also, we're putting these other movies on. So, yeah, this is our list.
He's not wearing a Santa hat.
Not.
He's smoking a
Fake
cigar
news.
and drinking booze.
He's a cool guy in that movie.
Yeah, he's badass.
Love the one you with.
Bum, 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 bum,
Love
bum.
the one. What's he playing? A guitarle?
No, he's playing an
Ukulele?
accordion.
Accordion. That's it.
Like a mini accordion.
That's it. Yeah.
Not a accordion, an accordion.
No, I thought it was a guitar.
No.
Ukulele.
Dun, 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 dun.
I remember now. I remember.
He's like, hey, you a robot?
Absolutely a Christmas movie. I don't see how it's not. All right, next up,
The movie actually ends on New Year's Day.
There we go. It's a Christmas movie. Holiday season, man. Just because there's no snow on that planet doesn't mean it's not Christmas.
Yeah, and I mean, you could argue that maybe the alien Santa Claus
All right, at number 15, we have another debatable movie, but we put it on this list because fuck, this is our list. You know what?
This
This is great.
This for me is a Christmas movie.
Catch Me If You Can is a Christmas movie.
It's got like 7 Christmas scenes.
There are at least 7 Christmas scenes. It takes place on Christmas multiple times.
We're always talking on
We're
Christmas.
always talking on Christmas. You call me because you got no one else to call.
Hey, Frank. We're always talking on Christmas.
Who you gonna call, Frank? Who you gonna call?
Forgot your wallet.
You got no one else to call. Why? We're always talking on Christmas. It ends on Christmas. He finds him in France at the Prince Station on Christmas Eve, and that's why Frank's so excited to see him. And then he escapes, and then he runs when Frank escapes from the airplane, runs off. Frank. And then what's he do? He runs to his mom's home to see her, and then he runs out. He's standing outside the window, and it's Christmas Eve. He sees the big Christmas tree, and then he sees who he knows is his stepsister, who he's never met before. And then his mom's family, she has a new family now, and they're clearly getting ready for the holiday season. We have the Christmas song playing during the sequence. It is a Christmas movie. There's so many Christmas moments in this movie.
So much Christmas.
Yeah. So Catch Me If You Can. Yeah, that's right. You heard it here first. Sign printed.
Prometheus and Catch Me If You Can.
Prometheus and Catch Me If You Can. Christmas movies.
Some people are irate right now, punching the top of their cars.
Don't punch it too hard, guys.
Next up, don't worry. We're going to get very Christmassy now. We have Elf, an all-timer, Will Ferrell as Buddy the Elf. Some of my favorite opening 45 minutes to a Christmas movie of all time. Just hysterical. The costumes, the wardrobe, the story. It's very sweet. So hysterical. This is, I think, people's number 1 annual watch for Christmas time right now is Elf this century.
It's up there, yeah. It's up there. Yeah, Elf's great. Elf's amazing. It's all Will Ferrell. But it's not super low on our list.
But James Caan's awesome, though, because he sort of plays a Grouch character. Scrooge character. Scroogey Grouchy. He's Grouchy Scrooge.
You going like Sesame Street Grouch.
I'm going to eat your cookies.
That's Cookie Monster.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Oscar the Grouch.
There you go.
Who lives in the trash can.
So first you're thinking he was Scrooge, then you called him Cookie Monster.
Oscar lives in a trash can, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to eat your cookies.
I'm sure there's an episode where
No, Cookie Monster lives in a trash can.
Does he?
Yeah. Doesn't he?
I haven't watched Sesame Street since I was 4.
Why not? That's a lie. You watched it when you were 5. I know. They're trying to sound all cool, man. No, Cookie Monster doesn't live in a trash can.
Yeah, it's Grouch. Yeah. Oscar the Grouch lives in the trash
Oscar
can.
the Grouch, who James thought was Scrooge.
Same vibe.
This is a great Grouch adaptation.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
A Grouch-esque character.
You know what I was saying.
Oscar the Grouch, yeah, he lives in the trash. He's a very friendly guy.
For a guy who lives in the trash.
He looks like shit.
He does look like shit.
He's got these big-ass eyebrows. All right, let's move on to the Santa Claus. Tim Allen.
Well, I wonder if the current Muppets, if he still lives in the trash, they probably got him like a home. Just because it's so safe these days.
Oh, let me search Oscar the Grouch 2024. Let's see.
He probably lives in a shed.
Yeah, he still lives in a trash can.
Oh, all right. Kudos to Sesame Street.
He lives in a compost bin.
Oh my god. Of course, I knew they'd change it to something stupid. A compost bin. That's so lame. So lame. Put him back in the trash, man. Put him back in the trash, Sesame Street. It's almost as bad as London's fucking tree. 4 streams of lights.
I want a metal tin trash can for my Oscar the Grouch. Oh my god.
At least he's
so
not
funny.
in a recycling bin. Basically, composting is.
Oh man, that's so funny.
Nothing against composting. I just think the classic parts of shows are the best parts.
Yeah. Not my Oscar.
I don't know many people that compost.
Mom composts.
Yeah. I don't know many people.
All right, next up we have The Santa Claus, starring Tim Allen. One of the best Santa movies. We grew up with this in theaters. It was great. Tim Allen accidentally kills Santa. Pretty gnarly. They killed off Santa.
Well, he doesn't kill Santa.
He scares Santa when he shouts
I know.
at
I know
him.
he scares him, but it's not like he was over him with a knife. Like, die, Santa, die.
Tim Allen. Why did Santa die?
Because
Tim Allen's
he
character
slips on the roof.
Why does he slip on the roof?
Because he's an amateur. He's getting old.
No. Tim Allen scares him.
I know he scares
shouts at him.
I know, but he slips on the roof.
Santa wouldn't have died if it wasn't for Tim Allen.
Maybe if he had better balance.
Don't you find it funny how like the elves they never even mourn Santa?
Yeah, you're right.
They just bring Tim Allen.
They're like, hey, you're the new guy.
Santa. You gotta do it.
Hey,
what was the other one's name?
Fuck that guy. I hated him.
It's like they didn't even care about him.
He was lactose intolerant. So lame.
Guy was Santa for 200 years and he died. And they didn't even bat an eye. They just moved on like that.
They probably wanted him to die.
I think their commitment to making Christmas happen is like they overcame their grief immediately. But not one word is mentioned in grief about it. Is it? They don't have a funeral. Nothing.
Yeah, they don't have
his
a
body
funeral.
disappears. That poor guy.
They just gloss over
his body
his death.
disappeared. He didn't get a burial. He just disappeared. But yeah, Santa Claus is great. I love it. It's really funny. Again, another workaholic dad. his ex-wife has a new guy who's I think is it Modine? I'm trying to remember. And it's super fun how he can't lose weight no matter what he does. The beard grows super fast. It was great early days visual effects that look great. Overall, it's a really fun time.
Let's get into another action film. We have Lethal Weapon, which is a Christmas movie written by Shane Black.
Yes.
Not directed by Richard Donner. And there are several sequences that have to do with Christmas in this movie. I mean, there's a shootout at a Christmas tree lot trying to buy a Christmas tree. We have Christmas lights everywhere.
He's trying to buy a
trees,
heroin.
Presents.
No one's trying to buy a Christmas
Well,
tree.
They're doing it at a Christmas tree
No,
farm.
they're not doing it. He's busted a drug deal.
Yeah, well, I mean,
he poses as a buyer.
No, but it's at a Christmas tree farm.
No one's doing heroin.
No, I'm not saying doing heroin.
You just said that.
No, I didn't. I said they're doing it at a Christmas tree farm.
Okay, all right.
Like they're doing.
But first you said buying a Christmas tree, though.
They're pretending like they're buying a Christmas tree. That's why they're there. It's a good cover. Anyways. It's a Christmas movie.
Sorry, I was like, he was like, oh yeah, let's buy a Christmas tree. But it's a Christmas movie, absolutely, 1000%. Just like how a couple other movies are. But I mean, if you think about the final shootout, the final fight between fucking Gibson versus the bad guy, they brawl in the yard of a Christmas decorated tree and house. It's like super Christmassy.
Super.
1000%. Next up. Getting too old for this shit. At number 11.
Can you believe? Do you know how old Mel Gibson was in this movie?
30.
Yeah, I think he was 30 years old.
Yeah.
Let me double check
He looks like he's 45.
Mel Gibson was born in 1956, and then Lethal Weapon, 1987. 31 years old. 30 years old.
He was 30 when he filmed.
30 years old. He looks like he's like fucking 60 years old in that movie.
Yeah.
That's insane to me.
He looked like that all his career, like in his 20s.
He didn't look like an old man, but he just looked like a guy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine look like that when you're 30 years old?
Mom sent me a photo of when I was 24, and I look like I'm 14.
I know, it's nuts.
I'll show it to you. I'm posted online.
I think it's because we're so protected from the sun and cigarettes these days. In trauma.
Look at that photo of me.
That's you. Wow,
24
you
years
look
old.
like a teenager.
24 years old.
Look at your kind smile.
It was my Michael Caine era. I'm wearing a Michael Caine shirt and I have black rimmed glasses.
What year is this?
2014.
Anthony's movie dungeon was strong. Oh no, it was right before we moved to LA.
Yeah, that's when we were. I had the movie dungeon.
We had just come back from LA. If this is 2014, we came back for Christmas season, maybe. Wow, that's Montclair.
Yeah. I look like I'm 14.
You do look like you're 14.
I look like I'm a tall 14-year-old in that photo.
Wow, man, that's wild.
I'll post the glow up online and we can all laugh at me.
You look like Jax.
Yeah, I do look like Jax.
Guys, the same smile.
Moving on to number 11. We have another truly Christmas movie. This is, in our humble opinion, a Christmas movie. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Or Philosopher's Stone.
Happy Christmas, Ron.
Happy Christmas, Harry.
You've got presents. I got presents. There's multiple Christmas scenes in this movie. Hagrid pulls out that giant Christmas tree. They decorate the Great Hall. They play Wizard's Chess for the Christmas season. Hermione's going home for the holiday. We have unwrapping presents. A lot of these movies that we have on this list, they don't even unwrap Christmas presents.
Suckers.
They do in this movie. There's Christmas gift unwrapping in this movie.
There is.
No, there's no Santa Claus, but
like you said, Dumbledore, Santa, enough.
yeah, he's enough Santa Claus. My question is there a Santa in Harry Potter's world?
There has to be.
Because if they're celebrating Christmas,
Yeah, I'm sure.
there must be Santa.
Yeah, there's Christmas. It exists. They don't bring it.
He is a wizard. Santa's a wizard too.
Probably. I mean, that makes sense. They never went to that lore, but I guarantee in JK's world, like Santa Claus is a wizard.
That'd be fun.
Spin-off.
But yeah, Harry Potter is a Christmas movie.
And again, you watch it Christmas season.
Always.
Everyone watches
Yeah.
it during Christmas time.
Always.
ABC Family, Harry Potter weekend, Christmas time, and
Max.
Thanksgiving. Let's move on to Rudolph, the Red-Nosed Reindeer from what year is this?
69.
64. A classic stop motion. So wonderful and magical and sweet and silly. I love Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Lots of great life lessons in here.
We watched this so much.
Lots of great songs. Lots of great characters. Rudolph is just... I loved Rudolph so much when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I think this movie has aged like fine wine. And if I ever have kids, we're watching this every year.
I think we had the ornaments too.
Yeah.
Of these characters. Excuse me. The Baskin Robbins Christmas movie. But yeah, Rudolph's great. It's an absolute timeless movie, and the claymation's so much fun. But yeah, we watched this religiously for Christmas. Our next up, we have number 9, the newest film on this list. One of the newest films on this list, The Holdovers, from Alexander Payne, starring Paul Giamatti. The Holdovers is flat out just a great film and a fantastic Christmas movie. I was so floored by it. It ended up being so amazing. One of the best films of last year. Just full stop. Just one of the best movies. It's perfect screenplay, great performances. We get a Scrooge type character, Oscar the Grouch type character. I mean,
We have a Grouch.
And then we have a kid stuck with him for the holiday season. Again, Christmas presents. We a Christmas tree, Christmas party, the music. There's so many Christmas elements to this. And I think that this is going to go down as, again, a timeless holiday classic that people are going to watch every year.
I keep recommending it to people this year, especially when I was home visiting friends and family, and then just casually here and there. I've been recommending The Holdovers to so many people in person because obviously it's the time of year, holiday parties, friends misses and stuff like that, and people are talking about movies, and I think I gave it to like 12 recs for people to watch it.
Wow.
I'm trying to spread the joy of The Holdovers.
Great. It's so funny, too.
It's a great movie.
so funny.
It's a great, great movie. Next up on our list, we have How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the Jim Carrey version, the live action, which is hysterical and so silly, so fun. He was the perfect and only person and actor, I think, that could have pulled this character off.
Oh, yeah.
And Ron Howard directed his butt off with this movie. It's so well made, so much practical filmmaking, building Whoville, building the Grinch's lair, so many great practical elements to this filmmaking, and that's what makes it so timeless and so silly and so fun. It's great for adults, too. I think it's still really enjoyable. It's very funny. Jim Carrey's been doing press lately for Sonic. He got asked about a possible sequel. He said he'll do a sequel to The Grinch if the story's good, and also he's not doing the makeup again. He'll do it with the either CGI or mocap or whatever. But he's like, I'm not going through that experience again. He said it was excruciating.
Because that's a long shoot,
He did get paid $20 million, but I mean, when you're in the makeup chair for 5 hours a day for 4 months, that sounds like excruciating as hell.
And then you film.
And then you have to perform with not being able to breathe through that. Imagine breathing through the nose of the Grinch.
But it looks great, and it's still, like, it holds up so well. It's so funny. It's so wacky and zany and ridiculous and absurd and kind of disturbing, but I think that Ron Howard did a great job translating what you could consider is unadaptable material really well.
Do you think How the Grinch Stole Christmas is the best live-action adaptation of a CGI cartoon or animated cartoon?
I would say, I mean, that's a good question. What do we have for live action adaptations of animated films.
It might be the best one.
I think you might be right. Yeah, I mean, there's Casper, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Popeye from Robert Altman. Yeah, I think this is the best one. I mean, I would say that this is the best one. Scooby-Doo is great.
Yeah, but the Grinch is special.
Yeah, I mean, everyone watches the Grinch. People watch the Grinch every year still, so, to this day. So I would say it's the best live-action adaptation of an animated film. And it's the best live-action of a Dr. Seuss book, too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, Donnie.
Sorry, Donnie. Cat in the Hat. Cool. Okay, at number 7, we have a special movie. We have Stanley Kubrick's Christmas movie. This is a Christmas movie. Make no doubt about that. We have Eyes Wide Shut.
Definitely Christmas
Eyes
movie.
Wide Shut. It takes place on Christmas Eve, during Christmas, the holiday season. There are dozens and dozens and dozens of Christmas trees in this movie. You see Christmas lights everywhere, from the bar to the big parties to the New York streets. Everywhere he goes, there are Christmas lights. Nicole Kidman's wrapping gifts in one scene. They go to a Christmas store at the end of the film with the famous ending.
There's just so many Christmas lights everywhere. And I love how it's those, what it used to be, those giant bulbs.
The big bulbs, yeah. And then this movie's so well photographed, and just I love Eyes Wide Shut. There's a movie I think referenced it with Birdman with Iñárritu and Lubeski when he goes into that store with all those colorful Christmas lights inside of it. I feel like they were referencing Eyes Wide Shut. But Eyes Wide Shut's just a great film. There's literally Christmas trees everywhere. In the doctor's office, in the apartments of other people. Everywhere Tom goes, there's Christmas stuff. So I think that absolutely constitutes to be a Christmas film. Although, it's about paganism and secret cults and societies and really crazy stuff and the symbolism. I think this is a movie that we still haven't figured out entirely. I think this is a film that it's like a couple decades to really put together all the pieces of the puzzle that Kubrick was putting in there. Because it's just like any of his films, it's very fascinating. It's very mysterious. And then whenever you watch it, you're just like, any of his films, there's just this aura about it. There's this strange tone that only Kubrick could do. And no matter what a filmmaker does, and if they try to emulate Kubrick, there really only was one Kubrick. And man, this is a really, really underrated gem.
Number 6 on our list, we have another stop motion, The Nightmare Before Christmas, directed by Henry Selick, of, obviously, an all-time Christmas story and Halloween story, a dual holiday film that I love to watch during both seasons. It's so funny. The music is astounding and transcendent. The production design from the stop motion is just so stellar and so creative and unique from Tim Burton's crazy mind. And I love The Nightmare Before Christmas. It's so fun. It's filled with so much heart, as well as so many great lessons about life and love. And it's a classic. We all know this one.
A new classic is 2019's Klaus, which is a really stunning, beautiful animated film. Basically an origin story for Santa about this toy maker who's sent to the north. Origins! Where he befriends a toy maker named Klaus. They band together to build toys and disperse them throughout the village, but there are villains who are trying to stop them. This is a really beautiful film. Great animation, great characters, wonderful music. J.K. Simmons, his first step into the Santa Claus character role as a voice actor is wonderful. I was really shocked about this film because I had heard of it. I had seen the trailer, but I never watched it. And then we put it on at the house with our friends, and I was just absolutely floored. It was so beautiful and stunning and such a great story. And this is really absolutely one of the best Christmas movies ever made. It's fairly recent, but I expect it to be a timeless tale that people will show their kids forever.
Another timeless tale is Home Alone, directed by Chris Columbus, starring Macaulay Culkin, the all-timer, an annual watch for most people around the Christmas time. Incredible music from John Williams as well. Chris Columbus also did the sequel, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. And, I mean, what's not to love about this film? It's got great music. It's It's got a great lead character of this kid who gets left at home from his massive family who are taking a trip and then are trying to fight and claw their way back. The mother is to get back to him because he's home alone and he's just a kid as burglars come and try to steal everything from the place. So funny, timeless, and they should have never touched it, trying to make a remake a couple of years ago with possibly one of the worst movies ever made based off the trailer.
What a disaster.
But man, this movie is always going to be a good film. It's always going to be a banger.
You know what else is a banger is we have The Muppet Christmas Carol at number 3, which is, in my opinion, the greatest adaptation of Charles Dickens's A Christmas Carol story. Michael Caine plays Ebenezer Scrooge. We get the entire cast of Muppets as various characters in the story. And man, it just works. It works so well. Brian Hansen directed this. It's beautifully made. It's really phenomenal cinematography and production design. The performances are great. And Michael Caine is, he's just one of the best actors ever. He's perfectly cast as Scrooge in this film. I love Christmas Carol, The Muppet Christmas Carol. I think it's really delightful. It's beautiful. It hits the tragedy really well. It hits the drama really well. And then it's just so much fun seeing the Muppets characters as various roles in the Dickens classic, like whether it be the ghosts or what have you. And it's really, really well done. And I think it's honestly the best thing that the Muppets have ever made.
Next up, we have a terrific film. It's a Wonderful Life, starring Jimmy Stewart, directed by Frank Capra, based off The Greatest Gift, which is just a special film about Jimmy Stewart, who plays a guy who wants to end it all, and it's Christmas. And as he's about to jump off a bridge, he has a life-saving moment with a guardian angel who takes him on a journey of what his life would be like without him in it. And it's a great movie because it's full of so many great nuggets of wisdom, so many great one-liners, like the every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings, but so many lessons in life to appreciate the greatest gift of all, which is life. And, life can be hard, it can be difficult, but it's worth living. And that's really the moral of the story, is life is worth it and not to give up. It's very special.
I sob whenever I watch this film. And I watched it on a plane last year. And I cried for like the last 10 minutes of the movie. And I was just like, it was pouring out. And I'm just like trying to hide it from my neighbors on the plane. I was losing it, man. It's so good.
All right.
It's time for number 1.
There's only one left.
And there's one missing. What's missing, James?
Oh, I know what's missing.
We got Die Hard. Yes, it's a Christmas movie. I don't think there's any debate. I think people who debate it, it's just like, come on. Ho, ho, ho. Now I have a machine gun. Christmas Eve. Christmas trees. Christmas party.
Christmas music.
Holidays. Christmas hat. It's the best. And it's just like one of the best movies ever. One of the greatest action movies of all time. It has a lot to do with the holiday spirit and family. I love it. It's got the holiday music. It's got snow at the end. No, there's no snow.
It's California, bro.
Yeah, there's no snow at the end. I don't know what I was thinking.
California.
Fucking
There's
California.
a lot of soot.
Lots of soot, yeah.
From explosions.
You can look at the air duct as a chimney.
Yeah, I guess. I guess, yeah.
But I mean, I love Die Hard. Did you see the trailer for Cleaner?
Yep. Saw the trailer for
So
Cleaner.
Die Hard again. So Die Hard.
Daisy Ridley plays a window cleaner on a skyscraper, but there's a bunch of mercenaries inside.
Die Hard 6. I mean, The Cleaner. It's like literally beat for beat Die Hard.
It does not. It certainly looks like a movie.
The thing is, like, you don't want to rip off such a beloved film, because anyone who loves Die Hard's not going to watch that movie.
I mean, I don't think if you even have to be a fan of Die Hard. It just doesn't look great.
Looks all right.
Like, I'm not going to go to the theater to see that. Yeah. Martin Campbell, director of Casino Royale, made it. There's some good looking action in it, but besides that, I don't want to see a Die Hard ripoff.
Yeah, I'm just going to watch Die Hard.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
It's just taking a beloved movie and just revamping it and
changing the names and
Daisy
dialogue.
Ridley cleaning windows on a skyscraper. Like,
I will end you.
Who comes up with this?
Her line is, "I will end you." Like, who's what? I will end you. Come on, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Die Hard's the best. It is our ultimate Christmas movie. It's my most watched Christmas movie. I love it. It's just one of a kind.
We did an episode last year or the year before. It's so good.
I think we did an episode 2 years ago, something like that.
Yeah.
But man, it's really a diamond in the rough, lightning striking in a bottle, and it just works on every level from start to finish. There's nothing about this film that isn't just perfect. And Alan Rickman, Bruce Willis, great together. It's just we all know Die Hard. We all
Sean
know
McTiernan, man.
Yeah,
Distant Predator.
What a G. What a G.
You kidding me?
Absolute boss. But yeah, Die Hard's the best, man. Number one Christmas movie.
Yippee
Full stop.
ki
Full stop.
All right, everybody.
Passioned.
Thank you so much for listening to our best Christmas movies of all time list. I know there's some on here that might make you scratch your head, but we like to have a good time on this show.
Catch me if you can.
We like to have a good time, and we love these movies so much.
Yes.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We are hoping you are having a wonderful time this holiday season. It's Christmas in a couple days, Hanukkah in a few days, Kwanzaa. It's all happening. We love this time of year. Hope you all are with your family and loved ones this week and having a wonderful, jolly time celebrating the holidays and sharing in each other's love and joy.
Wow. Thanks, you.
Take care, everybody.
See you next time.
This episode was brought to you by our chosen one patrons, Jacob Kostler and Nicholas Martin. Thanks so much, boys. Raiders of the Lost Podcast is a mirror image production. Sound mixing done by Jacob Kostler. Opening music by Chase Jackson.